Previously on Dances with Dice, when last we left our heroes, Finian, the halfling artificer, Felix, the human bard, and Theo, the satyr fighter. They had made unfortunate discoveries about their exit from Evercrown, and the guardswoman Bophill, and what may or may not have befallen her. As they receive their compensation from their job at the Royal Aftermeria Mines, things turn from bad to worse, as erupting from beneath the ground come two gigantic dragons. The world has been turned upon its head, and how will our heroes respond this week on Dances with Dice? Fire and ash fill the air. Screams of various denizens of the city of Marishain echo about all of your ears. I would like everybody to please roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Whee! Ooh, that's not bad. I should get my little roll thingy so you guys don't have to hear it.
16.
16.
23.
23.
12.
Okay.
You are
It's like a
dainty.
little guy.
You are dainty.
Please,
and
I'm just a little guy.
You're so beautiful. You're so pretty, Felix. You're so pretty.
Pretty little guy.
I feel like Felix flying through the air as like the ground erupts underneath him. It's just like, I am the littlest man. Why does this keep happening to me?
Next to an actual halfling.
Tallest motherfucker on the team. I'm just a little guy.
I'm just a little guy flying in the background. Yeah. I'm just a little man.
All right. You are all thrown backwards from the place where you stand, probably about a good 20, 30 feet. Felix, you slam into a fruit cart not too far away, and the air is driven from your lungs. You take 10 points of bludgeoning damage. For both Theo and Finian, you guys are kind of like, Finn, you do like the calculations, like the math in the air, and like curl yourself into a ball. GB sort of like wraps around you and like absorbs the impact as you hit the wall, and you're able to kind of absorb and protect yourself.
Your hands came up, and I thought you were like gonna start throwing Naruto hand signs for some reason. I don't know why. That's what my brain went to. I was like, "Yep, Zach's just throwing out the fucking Naruto ninjutsu at us."
Yeah,
Finian just does some ninjutsu.
Yeah, Theo, you do the Kage Bunshin no Jutsu to create multiple copies to break your fall. That's exactly what happens.
That's exactly. You suddenly become Naruto for like a minute. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
You
I mean,
invoke
listen.
duplicity, and it's just like holding you up.
Yeah, I mean, like, listen. If there was, if anyone in this group of three is gonna say, believe it, it's definitely Theo.
Oh, I do. Oh, thank you.
See, I was thinking it was gonna be Finn.
Yeah, I'm not saying believe it. I'm Sasuke here. Thank you very much.
No, you are saying believe it because you go around telling everyone, listen, dragons, believe it.
And
Yeah,
yes,
see,
Morgan.
we're not talking believe it as in like the
Oh.
happy-go-lucky like yeah let's do it. It's more
We're
of like,
talking believe it as in-
me.
It's a tinfoil hat.
Yeah.
Exactly. And hey,
Wait, let Hannah say the thing she was gonna say.
I was gonna say yes,
Felix
Morgan.
is Sakura, yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say Morgan. Yes, you are. 1, yes. 2, Morgan. I see your look of disgust when I said Sasuke, and yes, that be disgusted.
It's like I am Sasuke Uchiha, parentheses, derogatory.
Tori. I meant that as derogatory towards Theo. That was an insult to
There's
Theo.
one fucking Sasuke hater, it's me. If there are no fucking Sasuke
Sasuke
haters,
hater.
that means I have died.
Died. This is an anti-Sasuke zone, but it is also an anti-Narusaku zone. I don't want any of them to be in love with each other.
All of these people are awful. None of them should have procreated.
I feel like that's the real lesson we really should take from Naruto.
I hate Sasuke and I hate the ship of Narusaku. I am complex.
Hannah's out here. It's like I am a generational hater.
I hate all of them except Gaara.
These child soldiers are so fucking traumatized. None of them should reproduce.
None of them. But they did. They fucking did.
Theo, for you, you are actually able you're able to do kind of like, you also get thrown against a wall, but you do like the kind of brace yourself. You do the cool superhero landing. Get yourself, you kind of level yourself here.
She fucking like in midair pulls out her hammer, like slams it into the ground. It just like drags as she goes back, and so it cushions her hit against the wall.
It's like you
And I
are
look really cool while doing it.
you look really fucking cool. You are also ruining infrastructure, but your infrastructure was already kind of ruined.
I'll blame it on the dragons.
You can blame it on the dragon.
I'll say the dragons did it.
As you guys,
I was right.
as you guys sort of like land there and gather yourselves and kind of collect yourselves, you watch as people are running every which direction. There are fires sort of erupting around the city, and you can see that large plumes of smoke beyond what was here in the city itself has, or beyond like where the Company of Delaw's like headquarters was. It appears that this might be an attack beyond just was right here, though both of your eyes are drawn upwards more and more to the two large dragons circling overhead, sort of snapping at each other. You kind of duck as you watch a blast of lightning go shooting out of the blue dragon's mouth and cut across like a neighborhood in front of you. I will say, for the sake of brevity, you dig Felix out of the little pile of rubble that he's laying in because he did get a little fucked up.
God damn it, I tried to make like a pained noise and my mic was just like, no, you don't want that.
Suddenly from the
There we go.
suddenly from the shop nearby, you hear a man run out, "My melons!" Because she hit a fruit cart, or he hit a fruit cart.
He did hit a fruit cart.
He did.
Are there two
Theo-
suspiciously placed melons on his phone? Make that joke.
Just for the little cartoon bit.
Let's do a visual gag in this audio medium.
Yeah. No, the visual gag is like you're wearing the melon like helmet, and then you've got two melons down your shirt.
I love it. Theo does not help with unburying him. She's too busy staring at the dragons.
With,
I'm
Kat,
gonna
we
throw
need
a small
art- we
piece
need-
of debris
Kat,
at
we
you.
need art of the melon scene.
Catherine, are you
Cat,
there,
please
Catherine?
grab my melons.
Are you there, Catherine? It's me, Hannah.
Felix needs melons.
Catherine's like, I have a job.
Theo,
I'm an adult.
I'm grown up with a job.
I wish
Theo,
I could
please
art that.
roll me a perception check.
Who?
Theo, please roll me a
Oh.
perception check.
Because I'm staring at dragons, and
You're
I'm just
staring-
this
you're
is
staring at
simultaneously terrifying and also the best day of my life. I understand a lot of horror is being wreaked and a town is in shambles, but
There are so many dead people right now, and
There
you
are
are
so- there are so many dead people, and I'm just not like, I'm like, Theo's like,
like
It's like those end of the world people. Like if the end of the world started happening, they'd both be terrified and also be like, "I'm fucking right!" Like y'all. Like,
I was correct. Where's my bunker?
Yeah.
18, by the way.
18. Okay, you are able to tear your eyes away from the you're able to tear your eyes away from the dragons in the air just long enough to hear the muffled cries of a voice you recognize underneath the rubble of the Company de La's headquarters in front of you, as you can hear just barely beneath the rubble. It's like,
Hello?
Vonnie!
Is anyone? Hello?
Vonnie, did you cough?
I can't feel my lower anything.
You can feel.
Can you usually feel them?
Is it Vonnie? I know that voice. That's Vonnie, right? I'm assuming.
Yes, you can tell it is Vonnie.
Why is Vonnie coughing? Vonnie doesn't need to breathe. Okay. Is Felix digged out? Did we dig Felix out?
Felix has been demeloned.
Okay. Theo is gonna immediately rush, and she's gonna motion to the squad, whatever we call ourselves. We don't have a name yet because there's just 3 of us, and God forbid we decide on something.
Literally built to have a tie-breaking
What
vote,
is that
refuses to
fucking
vote on
audio
anything.
that is like a group of eligible bachelors known as the squad?
The squad.
It's like a group of troublesome bachelors.
That's troublesome fashion.
I like only vaguely remember what that sounded like.
But she's gonna do her little trot, gallop. I don't know, run with satyr
Okay.
legs. Click, 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 click,
The
click,
last
click.
chancers.
Dragon tails. Dragon tails.
We will get sued for that.
She's gonna go find where that voice is coming from. Start
Okay.
digging out the rubble.
You're able to very easily sort of determine where it is, and you're able to kind of like dig out a couple of pieces of like larger rock, and there is kind of like a very large boulder sitting there, and as like you kind of dig downward, you are able to find Vonnie there, kind of like the large boulder as sort of like right at like torso lower level height, and you can see like where she's kind of crushed at the waist, and there is like a mixture of like a black and almost lacquer white like fluid sort of leaking out from where she is crushed. And she looks up, she's like, "Oh, Theo, hi."
Hi, Vonnie. You're going. Oh, so that's not her voice. I'm Cockney. I'm
Not
uncultured.
even
Give me 1
close to your voice.
Sorry, I played another character last night where the voice is like this, and so hold on. I'm Cockney. I'm uncultured. Vonnie, hi. You're going to be all right. Just hold on, just a moment. Can I try to lift the boulder?
Roll me not alone. This would need to be a group strength check from all of you, because it's a boulder. I want to say about the size. It's about like 3 Felixes in like
I could lift my
size.
Felixes. I have a +4 to my strength and a +7 to athletics. I'm very strong.
No, I mean it's 3 Felixes in size.
All right.
Like in terms of width,
Ew.
and then is pretty. This is a group thing. You're gonna need everyone.
That's at least
Come
like
here, come here.
1,000
Your
pounds.
brain's strong.
Easily,
You can
yes.
use your brain to lift things. You beat up armor setting. Get over here. Come on. She's motioning to Finian and Felix.
I'm just already like, no words. Just
Yeah. So I
Come
would
on,
need
come on.
strength. I need strength checks, please. And then
What kind of shock
GB can assist with this as well, Finian. So you can do 2.
Well,
I'll just guess what my
I'll
strength
add, like,
modifier
my-
is.
I'll add his like proficiency bonus to my roll, so I have like a plus.
Okay.
Go
I'll-
go ahead, Hannah. Guess what my fucking strength modifier is.
-1.
Good.
Surprisingly, no. It is a 0.
Okay. Well, you're just really pretty.
So
The muscles are for show, not for use.
with the
Theo
with-
has real muscles. She's got Alex muscles.
with
She's
my with my fake muscles and the help of GB assisting, I get a 30.
30. Okay.
Well, I got a 25.
25.
I don't have a cool dog to help me.
A cool dog and a cool brain.
And a cool brain.
I rolled a 19 and I had a +8, and with the proficiency from GB, it's another +3. So it's like
And then Felix,
I
what
rolled
was
it.
yours?
Rolled an 18 plus.
13.
13. Okay. With all of you
Oh wait,
able.
strength? Is
Strength.
it just strength? Oh,
Just
well then a plus. Actually, it's a 22.
Okay.
I used my athletics.
No, it
modifier.
is just strength.
Okay. then it's
Okay. So
actually
without it's heavy, but like you're able to kind of like Finn, you like find like a piece of rubble, and like you kind of like jam it under and like lever it upwards. That gives you guys just enough purchase to kind of like push this thing off of her. And for a moment, you're just like, it's like, all right, fuck yeah. Like, you were able to get it off. You were able to get it off of her, and you kind of see what was underneath this boulder. As you can tell, this is just from like the sort of what small amount of decoration you guys can make out. You can tell this was the captain's office that you guys had received your first job in. And there's enough of a mix of different body parts, or what remains there, that you're fairly certain that very few, if almost no one, survived that was within the building of the company itself.
I can't believe you killed everyone from our one shot.
Um,
I'm gonna tell them. I'm gonna tell them you did this. I'm telling on you.
Vani looks at all of you. It's like,
Oh, that's not good.
Vonnie, what happened?
We went to Ardenvale.
Also, while she's talking, she kind of motions to like, Finian, because she's a construct. Would mending work on at least patching up leaks on her?
you could certainly
It's
try.
it's kind of like it'd be like a heal check, but for like.
I'll say
she's a
you
construct.
Yeah,
She's like essentially.
I don't think I could fix her because I can't like.
Finian,
But
roll
I
me a
could
medical.
maybe like prevent like you said.
Roll
like,
me a
maybe,
medicine
like,
check.
blood loss.
Roll me a
fluids
medicine.
coming out.
Roll me a medicine check. Roll me a medicine check, Finian.
She's. Are we gonna?
13.
13. You
Because like medicine, because it'd be different. Should I roll an intelligence? Should I roll like a?
medicine is intelligence based. I
No,
think.
medicine's wisdom.
Oh, medicine's wisdom based. Okay.
Yeah.
Roll me. Let's see. Let me look at this.
If you just want to add like my intelligence, it would be another +4, so it'd be a 17.
I'll say you can add your intelligence to that because it is. You've worked on enough. Like you have interacted with constructs before, and like you're aware it's not. It's both an amalgamation of mechanical and magical, but every construct has that ratio a little different. So every construct is, for that reason, every construct is unique. You kind of get out your bag of tools. You grab like what bits and bobs of what you think were pieces of her at some point from like the sort of rubble hole in front of you, and you kind of like working quickly.
I honestly imagine like I'm looking at. If anybody's ever seen Aliens, I feel like I'm looking at Bishop.
A little
Like-
bit, yeah.
like, there's like I'm trying to like seal up like the
You've-
mechanical fluids and stuff that are like leaking out of the bottom of her torso.
You've worked on parts of constructs, like you've repaired an arm or you've like helped fix a finger and things like that. So it's like the idea of like, I really know how to, like I know how to build a very specific sort of model train. And you are now asking me to build the Lego Star Destroyer from.
So my goal
without
right
instructions.
now is not to fix, is just to keep the upper half alive, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
that would be my think. Is like
You-
just
you
keep the upper
can-
half alive. She's a construct. She doesn't.
Yeah.
Theoretically, she doesn't. We could build her new legs.
But I don't know how to do that. I'm
You'll-
just,
Yes,
like,
we
my
could
goal is
find
not-
someone.
yeah,
We
yeah.
could find someone who would.
As it stands right now, you have stabilized her enough that she can talk.
Okay.
Whether or not that continues, depending on how long you guys continue to have this conversation with her, we'll see if there are additional rolls you have to make. But for now, you have stabilized her to the point where, as she's speaking, like her voice kind of goes from like a little fragile and like almost like staticky, like a bit of the voice of Vonnie, starts to come back. She is stabilized for the moment. She looks back at you, Theo. It's like,
We were in Ardenvale, and there was a mountain, and It was supposed to just be werewolves. There was an issue with lycanthropes. And there wasn't. Why do my legs feel funny?
Don't need to worry about that right now. Do you know anyone, who can help you? Anyone who does your repairs?
There's a boy at the university.
Okay.
And you guys like kind of as you guys look up, because the university sits at a higher point on the hill. You guys look up momentarily. It's like, oh great, there's a boy at the university. Maybe somebody could fix her. The university and the library and basically that entire district are in flame.
I almost imagine like looking up, like, yeah, let's get to the unit, and it just explodes.
It's almost like on time. It's like, oh great, the university.
The library.
It's a little. They have some magical protection. It's a little like Harvard's library or whatever that library is that sucks out all the oxygen if there's a fire or something. They have some level of magical protections there, but like that entire district is being attacked now.
I'm having Library of Alexandria feeling. Do you have any fantasies? Well, I have this one where I am a librarian at the Library of Alexandria, and I save all the books.
I'm so good at fighting.
And I'm so good at fighting.
So you guys look up and you see the like, it's like, oh great, the university. Oh no, the university.
Okay.
But this is important. There's the mountain near Ardenvale. It is full of Aftermeria. The entire mountain. We all thought that all of it was underground, and like technically it kind of is. It is it is underground, but there's like a big mountain full of it near Ardenvale. And then as soon as we discovered that, suddenly there was fire everywhere. And we got back here, and then dragons.
They just came. The dragons just came and attacked while you were all in a meeting?
No. This is very important.
And then as she says this is very important, you watch as like the coughing and like some of the pieces, Finian, that you sort of fitted that were stopping the bleeding sort of shift and break. I need another medicine check. And you can add your intelligence to it.
Flat intelligence check.
Yeah, you can just do a flat intelligence check.
Soft 20.
Soft 20.
Huzzah.
You are like, you're just kind of, there's a moment just like, oh shit. You like reach into your bag. And like, at this point, like GB sort of nuzzles you a little bit and like holds out a bit of like the work you've done on his paw. And like one of his legs, and like you're able to rip off some of the shielding and sort of like wrap that around her into more of like an actual bandage than just like bits and pieces sort of.
I'm just sitting there like fucking welding shit. Like I'm just like,
yeah, there's like a TIG welder going on. Like occasionally like you're flipping the mask up. It's like, fuck.
While you guys are having a conversation, I'm like in a fucking like my own world.
Yeah.
Robot doctor.
You're like, Finian is the medic on the beach scene in Saving Private Ryan, where it's just like 90,000 different bandages he's trying to work on, trying to keep this poor construct alive.
Her guts are spilling out.
It's like she's like, no, this is very important. The blue dragon, that's the High Lord Boros. That's the leader of the company. And the gem dragon, the blue and sapphire one. That's Braneth. You remember him, right? That's
yes.
Braneth.
They're more just like fuck body.
I don't know who that is. I'm sorry.
Okay, Vonnie. It's okay, Vonnie. You're not supposed to know who that is. That's okay. Shit. Shit. We have to get to safety. We have to get Vonnie somewhere safe. Is Vonnie stable enough to be lifted? Like, at least the half of her?
In some level, yes. Like, on some level, yes. Like, you're comfortable that you could probably, like, move her off the street. Whether or not you could move her beyond that is a different thing.
Could I pull like a...
Could she...
Could I pull like a C3PO and a...
I would, so it's
and
basically
Chewie
like...
kind of a thing, and like put her into a backpack, like on or like a strapping system, like on Theo's back, to where it's like
I will
it's kind of
say
holding the bottom part.
What if
and
we
so
attached her to GB?
so
And now
It's like-
GB
it's
and
just a-
Vonnie
it's
are
just
just
a-
one being.
It's just a torso like sitting on top the back of a dog. Like, oh, that's terrifying.
So I will say this: what you can do in this moment is you can safely. She is stable enough to be moved out of this crater that is the former home of the company of Delaw. The streets around you, like as you guys have been doing this, the streets around you are a war zone. There are people running every which way. You can hear men, women, children crying, screaming, trying to find family members. There are explosions going off deeper in the city. You can feel like the heat of fires starting everywhere. So there is kind of chaos around you. It's difficult to sort of like find like, okay, shit, like where's a safe space to go? There's no real safe space to go. I will say not Finian, because you're still working on keeping Vonnie stable. Felix and Theo, please roll me a perception check to see if like you can, like if there's an alleyway somewhere, just somewhere you can get off the street, because that's about as much as you can sort of muster at this point.
I'm rolling like shit.
You're very
I rolled
stressed.
a 3, and that gets a 6.
Perception. I rolled a 10 plus 4, 14.
14. Okay. Between the two of you, you kind of like looking around. You see like a little alleyway that like leads more into like the market area of the lower district where you guys were. And you kind of like you Theo, without much issue, you kind of like huck Vonnie over your shoulders and kind of like have her like backpacked on you a little bit.
She's sitting a little bit on top of the box.
Yeah, a little bit on top of the box. Finian, I'll say you gather up like whatever things you can kind of find in this crater, like as much workable material as possible to try to keep her repaired. And Felix, you kind of like are able to help part the crowd and move people through, and you guys find a route into this alleyway, and you have like, I wouldn't say safety, but you kind of just like, it's like, okay, we're no longer like right next to the gas main that's exploding. Like, let's like, we can maybe take a moment to breathe and plan. Finian,
I'm not gonna be able to. There's not enough. I don't have enough.
Finian, with
Parts.
what
I need.
with what you know, with what
Hold
you
on, let me just talk for a second.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if the person's still alive. The library. It is important. Like, we didn't get to look through it. We were only at like a certain level of clearance. There are I don't know. Look, I don't. You're right. There's so many things. But the knowledge we need. It's so important right now. We need to know either what happened or what we need as much as we can, or else we're not gonna. We need to understand this, and I agree with you. Like, Theo, we need to find. I don't know. I think we need to go to the library and save what we can, because if that knowledge gets lost, we may not be able to stop whatever's happening. Also, I might be able to find something to help. And kind of glances over on your shoulder and just.
I will say, Finian, you've done the math in your head. You like with the material you have, with your skill and like the damage that you're kind of dealing with, you've done the math in your head. You have enough time to you have enough time and material that if you guys were to leave right now and like spend all of your efforts to try to find someone to help Vani within the city, good chance that she will survive. If you choose not to do that, she will survive as long as you can as long as you have material. I would say you've got maybe 3 more stabilization rolls worth of material to keep her alive. If you choose to pursue other things in the city, like if you want to go to the library or try to do whatever.
Well, the library is the same place where the other thing was, right?
That's the university is where the student who does her repairs is. It is not the main engineering district of the city. Like there is like you guys are in the lower city. In the market, there's like blacksmiths and like engineers and places like that. There exists like a machine shop where you might find the tools that exist that you could fix her.
We need to find her a mechanic.
She needs a mechanic or a professional, or Finian, you need the tools available to you to give yourself a shot.
We need to find her the Winry.
You need to go to the Automail Canyon.
But like, I still think that
I'm just, you can do whatever you want. I'm just telling you, like, those are your options. You can bring her with you and she'll be stabilized as long as you can keep her going, but that's it. And you can go try to like do other stuff or hope you find someone that can help her like at these other places, or you can dedicate yourselves to trying to keep Vani alive. Because in terms of like the time you guys have, the city is burning around you. You've got time to do one thing and then try to flee.
I mean, we can't let the robot die.
I'm about to say it. I'm gonna say it. We split up.
I was almost thinking.
What?
Theo goes and looks. As much as Theo wants to go to that fucking library, she knows she's probably the only person who can carry Vani.
Vani's pretty heavy, half the torso.
GB though.
Huh?
GB could carry Vani.
That's true.
You know who can't carry Bunny?
You. So you're going, like, that's, if we do this, you're going to the library either way. That's where, we already know where you're going. Because you are not an option for Vani.
I hate the library.
I want to spend my vacation at the library.
I don't. God, I hate you fucking nerds.
I want to carry the robot.
I don't want to do that either, but I don't want to go to the library.
You guys are totally welcome to split up if you would like. There are dangers that come with that, but hey, you're welcome to do it.
I don't like the dangers.
You're in a...
Zachary, had you said that the books were safe, that they have Harvard-level procedures of protecting their knowledge?
Not if dragons burn everything down.
Okay, so... Theo, you are aware, because of your history, you are aware that all of the major universities and places of knowledge within the world have a series of magical protections about them designed to mitigate damage should fires break out, should things happen and occur. At the same time, you know that there is only so much you can plan for in terms of a disaster. And all the protections in the world don't really matter when a nuclear bomb goes off in the shape of a dragon. So you're confident something's going to survive. You don't know what that will be.
Also, when are you going to get the chance to get into the...
I don't need...
the vaults.
You think I don't think about this? You think I don't think about this? You think this is not like at the forefront of Theo's mind? She is stuck between her empathy for this robot and book. Morgan, are you good?
I love you so much.
But
if I ever hear you say the word library outside of this campaign ever again after all of this, I think I will just go into like sleeper agent mode. It will activate something in my brain and I will strangle you instantly.
If you say library
Damn,
too many
alright.
times, if you say library too many times around Morgan, they turn into their sleeper training activates, and suddenly they're John George, some assassin from Europe, is programmed in there.
There's nothing that can stop them from their dark goals.
I've been Winter Soldiered to just fucking kill you.
They are unreachable and unstoppable.
And very friends. Jean George, sleeper agent.
Okay.
So yes, you can
okay.
if you want to split up, you totally can. You are aware, Theo, that on some level, you're confident something will be left. There are black box protocols at all of the major institutions. You don't know how big that black box is, though.
I don't know how big the black box is. What if I go to the library alone? And then face the dragons alone, and I'm just by myself.
You know, it'd be really handy if we had like sending stones or something, because
Wait, do it. Wait, we do, don't we? No, we don't.
No, you don't.
Where's that fucking vampire? Where is he? Where is he?
You do also have the teleportation scroll to kind of that's your get out of dodge button.
We don't know if the vampire knows how to fix a robot.
But he might.
None of these words have been said before.
Look, but he does live at a.
These words.
He does,
We don't
he
know if the
does-
vampire knows how to fix the robot.
He does.
None
live
of
at a
these words are in the
castle.
Bible.
They might have. Okay. They may have at least tools I could use. That might give me a chance. I just don't. In this chaos, it's either who's gonna still be at their fucking shop. And if I do find a shop, it's still gonna be up to me to do it. So I don't know, I just don't know how I'd find you after. If we got out of the city, I could, but then if I use anything to signal you, it's just gonna signal the dragons.
Did you know, I just went in my fucking spells. Did you know Cure Wounds specifically says it doesn't work on constructs?
Yeah, because they don't have blood, or like.
You
I
skank.
was trying to be a helpful little guy, and I was gonna.
I have a potion
Cast
of
magic.
healing. Will a potion of healing fix the robot?
No. It will. Okay, if you burn a potion of healing, I will say a potion of healing is the equivalent of one of Finian's stabilization attempts. So that's
Then-
an automatic
Then
success
I've
to
got
stabilize her.
I've got 2 extra stabilization attempts.
Okay, so you have 5 attempts to stay. You have 2 guaranteed stabilizations and 3 attempts with Finian.
Right.
I am so conflicted right now.
I
I
should ask.
genuinely, I don't know what to do. I want to say Vani. I might be a little biased because Vani was the character I played during the one shot.
Look. Okay. Vani, what do you want?
Bonnie, do you
what do you
want
think?
to live?
No, what are you willing? Because this is the options, and like I do think we need to find out as much as we can. 'Cause that's if everything in there gets destroyed, so many things might get lost that we might actually need, and you may not. You may be.
Vani, you feel like dying?
You may be the first. Many. This is.
I recognize the importance of what is happening here. I do not wish to die. I have many things and experiences
say
I want
less.
to try.
We're
But-
fixing this fucking robot. No, Bonnie, you're not allowed to like fucking sacrificial lamb yourself right now.
But I recognize that, as Braneth would say, there's a lot of shit going on.
I put my hand over Bonnie's mouth. I don't know if that actually does anything.
It's like the sound starts coming out of her ears.
No, it's like,
Oh, that's cute. You think this works too? It doesn't.
Yeah, I knew it was like a 50-50, but you stop that. We're fixing you.
I don't have much of a choice in the situation. But thank you.
I can't run away.
Okay, if fixing is what it is, then you are able to.
I'm being nerfed. I'm like, oh, I'll use Mage Hand to help. Mage Hand can't lift more than 10 pounds. Nerf.
Yeah, Vonnie's dense. Even just the torso, it's just like, oh, she thick.
Oh, she's thick.
Okay, so fuck. I'm weeping for the books, but I'm also weeping for Vonnie.
You are able to very easily make your way down to the lower crafting district.
Is there like a not a cart?
We should split up.
Like a wheelbarrow?
Like a wheelbarrow, but you know, the ones that you always
Vonnie
see
shaped.
in like Avatar, where it is just like you would put it on a horse or something. Like it's got the 2 sticks.
It's like the combo hand cart, like horse cart sort of thing.
Yeah.
But instead, we are the horse.
You can find one of those.
This is racist, by the way, to me and my people.
I was gonna put it on GB, you fucking weirdo.
It's just like in the moment, like Theo's getting like really offended. It's like, hey, oh right, we have the robot dog. You can easily find one of those. And
Finian is also Finian is also sad about the books, I can tell.
You're able to find the hand cart and pull it along. You make your way to the lower crafting district. You are able to find the largest shop that is there.
The problem is Zach gave us an ultimatum, and it's like, well, our characters wouldn't necessarily know that there's an ultimatum. Here's
the thing: you can, if you fix her, like, because here's the thing: this is a time-based thing. So, as you make your way to this laboratory, it is less of a laboratory. You find like the largest blacksmithing shop that's there. It is thankfully an armor shop, so there's lots of pieces and things available, and almost like set out. There's like a table almost, like a surgical table for like laying out full suits of armor. You lay Vonnie on top of that, and Finian, I would like you to please roll me just a straight intelligence check. Just kind of like do the like, okay, what is my order of operations? How like taking stock of everything that's in the room, like what options you have.
Can I offer assistance to give advantage?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So with advantage.
Did not help. 14.
14. Okay.
I wish I had guidance. I miss guidance.
So with a 14, your eyes are drawn very thankfully. You kind of ignore everything. There is a large apparatus in front of you, and like you kind of like wipe the sweat away from your brow momentarily, like kind of focus yourself. It's like, oh, thank God. It's a Briggs 9000. And the Briggs 9000, as you're aware, is the Briggs 9000. It's a tool you've worked with before. It's specifically a what is normally used for like fine armor making and like embossing and like doing fine detail work. But the joy of it is that because constructs by and large themselves are fine detail creatures, it has become sort of a great tool to help with like assist in repair of constructs because of the very fine detail work that goes and is involved in, a construct's function. It's both magical and, physical and that sort of thing. So you are relieved at least that you have the tools necessary you have the one tool you would need to fix her. You also have not worked with this tool in about 5 years because this was like this was like your first intro course. And it's
God.
like
Tell me about it. The weird equipment you used in college that you don't use again.
Exactly. It's like, this is also something that's like you have not seen since college. So you kind of like, oh, excellent. And then he's like, oh, excellent. This is exactly what you needed. It's like, you look at it, it's like, oh, this is a Briggs 9000 1.1.2. I have only used 1.1.0. Okay, they've definitely changed some things, but hey, the world's ending. We're rolling with it.
Like trying to use
but
the
if
new
it's
iPhone.
anything like chemistry, it can be the newest model, but it will still need to be run off a computer that runs Vista.
Exactly. We'll see what the stuff is. So you get Vonnie on the table. You get the machine on. It senses that there is a sort of project in front of it. There are looking at Vonnie, Finian. There are two ways you can go about this, and two attempts you could kind of make here. You could attempt just to stabilize her and like stabilize her permanently. This would be a very quick, effective, but likely permanent solution. It would require a specific specialist to ever be able to make her like whole again, like give her her legs back.
It's kind of like cauterizing wounds, or like throwing. It's like the difference between like sewing somebody up and doing like the proper work, or throwing in that like quick clot and putting a tourniquet on it.
Exactly.
Like...
it's battlefield medicine versus setting up for later sort of thing.
But how fun would it be for her to just live as like a torso and arms robot,
So-
and she drags herself along like, hello.
So it would
But,
100%. It's like it would, because there's technically there exists no permanent damage that could be done to a construct that like would prevent them from like ever fixing it down the road. That the type of work you'd have to do to make sure she lives, given the amount of damage, is it would require like you are going to an expensive specialist to fix this. Or you can take more time and attempt to take the slightly slower route to fix her more. Not normally. That's the bad word. The traditional repair that would kind of fix her entirely to the point where she's at, or at least attempt to. And then like if you were able to find like your average construct repair shop, they would be able to fit her with some new legs or something like that. If you to help you
for the fact that we're both crunched on time, not only because we might try to go somewhere else and do something, but also the fact that the city is like, this shop could literally get hit by a dragon at any fucking moment. I'm going for the faster regardless.
Okay, so please roll me a tinkering check. If your companion traits aid you, this is with advantage. Which I assume.
I will aid however I can. I'm not very smart. I have a plus
So
0 to my
you're
intelligence.
tinkering-
I'll help.
GB's like sitting there like with its mouth clamped onto like one of the silver trays with like all of like the other tools and stuff on it, and then like I'm pulling stuff down and like
GB's your surgical assistant, and one of his ears has like detached, raised up in the air, and is a spotlight.
What I think.
What do you do? What do you roll for like what? Is that
tinkering
check?
tinkering is because you're proficient in the tools. Tinkering is intelligence plus proficiency.
Okay.
I think it's beautiful parallel that the first time Finian met Vonnie, he was utterly fascinated by her machinations and all that, and now it's on him to save her life.
Great. With advantage, a 26.
Woo.
26, very nice. Okay. So you are able to work quickly. Thankfully, the Briggs 9000 1.1.2 automated a lot of the more tedious aspects of just getting the machine on. It used to be like starting an old Model T. Now it's like, okay, push the button and it starts. The arms start actuating and moving. The actual machine does most of the more gruesome work. It like pulls away all of the rough patchworks you did. It seals up any like tubes or veins, so like the fluid stops leaking out, and it sort of sets you up with your sort of blueprint. So like you have this sort of you have a very clear unpatched areas that need to be worked in.
It's kind of like when you're doing like when you watch people doing actual surgery, and there's all the other people like either clamping things or doing stuff. So like it's doing all that work while I'm doing like the actual surgeon's work, which requires more like finesse.
So you're able to, from a mix of what little pieces you have, and you grab like a breastplate off the wall. You're able to use the bits and bobs of like the remaining porcelain from Vonnie's sort of shattered lower torso to kind of patch up you're able to patch up her underneath area, plug up any of the holes and the I guess the bleeding, for lack of a better term. And at that point, take the breastplate and sort of hammer it out, flatten it out, and then like it forms almost like a brace for the lower torso that sort of wraps up and around her. And then you sort of twist it so it forms like a spiraling sort of lock, because like bits and pieces of like her chest area or like the lower abdomen were like sort of shredded away. So like now it looks like she has like this twisting sort of like tornado of metal across her abdomen mixed with the porcelain that ends in like this metal cap on the bottom that is like sort of holding her together.
He's like a little screw.
A little bit, like almost a reverse screw, I guess. And so with that work done and like you kind of wipe the sweat from your brow, and it's like you take a breath and like Vonnie kind of comes back, like her eyes kind of light back up. You can tell immediately that her eyes are much brighter than they were. They were kind of like flickering or like a much duller color. They are like the bright full light of her eyes. And then she looks at you, it's like,
Oh, well, that's interesting.
it's like, she kind of like wiggles a little bit. It's like,
Oh, the metal feels strange. Thank you, Finian. I am no longer in danger of expiration.
Good. Looks
I'm
at
glad.
Theo. Do you think we can... Look, never mind. Let's go. We gotta get...
okay, if you guys are going to the library.
I think we're gonna try, or at least we're gonna step outside and see if
See
it's
what-
still even the building is even there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say we should take a see if there's what the scene's like out there, since there's probably still screaming and yelling.
Yeah, Theo, you step outside. I will say it's been about maybe like 15 minutes since the 15, maybe 20 minutes at most since like the initial attack has happened. You can hear various soldiers running through the streets and sounds like that, and you can definitely hear what sounds like clashes of soldiers fighting each other. You don't know what might be happening, but as you look up, the fire has definitely, it seems to be, have calmed down in the middle Arcana district and near the university. The first thing you saw might have just been an explosion, so you're not sure. There's certainly less smoke. It might not have been fire, but you can't really see anything else from here. Like there's still definitely stuff on fire, but what was like a giant like explosive plume of smoke has now definitely died down to just like, oh, it's just, maybe it was just somebody blew something up and not maybe the library, but you can't really tell much from here.
So, there's still library?
You think there might still be a library. You would have to go up there to really truly assess the damage, but it's not like a raging plume of flame like you had seen 15 minutes prior. So whether it has all burned down in 15 minutes or it wasn't actually on fire to begin with, you are unsure.
We go check.
Okay.
Quick question.
Yes.
If it hasn't been burnt to a crisp, you aren't allowed inside.
Pretty
Maybe I
sure
am.
there's going to be a little bit of a lax of security, or we could very much convince whoever's there.
We are dice
We get
rolling
there.
on our looting right
we
now.
Have, we
I love
have,
that.
We have some priority. Also, Vonnie, you're a higher, ranking. You could, put.
I am
good
somewhat
word.
important, yes.
See, we've. It's good. Look, we don't really have time. We should.
Finian just really doesn't want to
let's
go. Not Finian, Felix. Sorry. Felix just really doesn't want to go.
Felix just wants to get the hell out of Dodge, which is
it's the-
understandable, but like.
It's the end of the world, but
Yeah.
the hatred for libraries is universal. At no point, if a library is the last place on Earth to shelter against the apocalypse, Felix is dying.
That's
The
true. It
library
might
has
also
no
be
haters. I
safer.
have died.
All right, you guys are very easily. I will say you kind of make up a little seat, like you kind of strap Vonnie to, I guess, Finian's saddle a little bit, so she's
Or
sitting
GB.
upright on GB.
How viscerally upsetting is looking at this torso of a humanoid.
It is
A
slowly
porcelain
disappearing.
humanoid.
Yes. Well, now a porcelain and metal humanoid.
Yeah. Well, she's like, she was all like supposed to be like
Is
porcelain.
she
and
bad
kins-
to look at?
Is it
No,
and
it-
kintsugi?
No, it's
Lovingly.
yeah, I guess very much imagine sort of a kintsugi sort of repair, but instead of with gold, it is like more blued steel that you'd see in like a breastplate is repairing her.
On top of this fucking dog.
Yeah, on top of the dog.
Ooh,
the dog.
she
Here's
says.
the thing. The
I
dog
imagine the way you
looks.
describe it is like the metal, like the metal is almost like is almost kind of like bandages because it kind of like spirals down.
Exactly. It's like it like starts with like a big
steel
like thick
bandages,
bandage
yeah.
at the top and then sort of swirls upward, filling in the cracks throughout her torso. You guys are able to make your way up through the middle Arcana district. There is a couple of like sort of tense moments where like you like watch the swoop of the dragon overhead and like some rubble comes crashing down and you're able to miss it. Who here? Who amongst you? It's just Theo that speaks Draconic, right? Or do all of you speak
No,
Draconic?
no, I think we all do. Yeah.
You all speak Draconic?
Oh well. Oh, me and
Okay.
Felix.
So
speak Draconic.
Finian, as you're kind of leading the pack with GB as well. You hear series of draconic things being screamed back and forth at each other. Felix and Theo. You hear the blue dragon. You're unable to make out a lot of it because a lot of it is just kind of like insults and like roars and things. But the one thing you
They say rar in Draconic.
the one thing you are able to make out that the blue dragon says to the gem dragon, gem dragon is like was, I thought we had murdered all your kind, boy. And the gem dragon, the only thing you hear out of the gem dragon is variations on what the fuck is going on, holy shit, what the fuck is going on, why am I like this, what the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck, just like over and like he is like it's a full-on crisis. He is trying to escape from the air. As any of you looking up would observe, it's very obvious that the like gem dragon, like the sapphire gem dragon, is doing their best not to fight in any way, shape, or form. They are running away. They are like they seem almost scared. The blue dragon is almost hunting them. Like it's almost a sport.
Don't be a
to
pussy.
them.
Can I?
Can you what?
Tell him don't be a pussy.
Sure. Try
Why
yelling
would
up at
you
the
want
dragon.
to?
Sure.
Oh,
sure.
sure. Get the attention of the dragons. No.
Sure. You know.
I'm
yeah,
not gonna
sure.
get the attention of the dragons. We're walking.
Yeah, I was about to say, roll a charisma check. Sure.
And then the dragons notice us, and then we die.
Yeah. But in about 10 minutes or so, you're able to make your way to the library. As you arrive, the front like hall, like that like sort of reception area where you guys were in, obliterated. It doesn't exist anymore. There's just kind of like a gaping arch where that was. You see a litany of corpses, just kind of littering the ground around you.
Hey, Finian, want to see a dead body?
Finian looks at the camera like he's in the fucking office. As you guys
Are you
arrive
successfully
here,
traumatized yet, Finian? Have we done it?
you guys look at this sort of blown open area. You can tell the university as a whole is like on fire, and the library itself is definitely on fire, but it is not engulfed in flames.
It's like nothing could be as terrifying as being in the squishy room.
Just wait. So you could from the look that you're getting, it's like you think that you could probably run in and maybe get something, but the building is approaching that sort of late stage collapse. You will not have the time. You'll have the time to run in, and it's basically, what's the first thing I fucking see? Grab it, versus having any time to search.
Well, wasn't there like multiple like levels and layers to like the sections of where like the more important
yes,
things
you can see, because like from where you guys were led, because it's the east wing of the library, that is, because you're standing outside, the east wing is where the restricted and forbidden sections were. You can see like the foundation is starting to bow inward, as in it sounds like maybe some of the lower levels have collapsed already and is starting to pull the building down with it from the fire. So that is and Finian, you're an engineer. You're seeing that and it's like, oh, okay, the building is starting to implode. So you would be the one to notice that immediately. That's basically like, okay, we have minutes, if not seconds, to like basically go in there, have an idea of where you want to go, what you like just go in there, snatch something and get out, or potential death.
Theo, do you know what you're looking for? Do you have any idea what you need? Because this is it. The place it's going down. We don't have. We have. You have to know exactly what you want, or it's not safe to go in.
The book, Death of the Twins, the book, Death of the this is not the correct accent. The death of Cockney, I'm uncultured. The Death of the Twins, the book that Felix found. There was the version for the general public. We missed something. We missed something in that book. That was the book that we.
All right, where was it?
It had the first Count of the Dragon Riders. It was I don't remember. Felix, where was it?
I know.
You're the one who had it.
I'll say if you were looking for something,
I think that's the book. I think that's the book.
You have. So what I'll say is this: all of you can roll an investigation check. It'll basically be a group check. Everybody roll an investigation check, and then if you are successful on the DC.
Wait, no, it wasn't that one. It was Finn's book. Finn's book was the one. The one with the traveler, the time traveler. That was the one where we'd missed. It had the two sides of the same coin. Wrong book. It was Finn's book.
Okay.
I got it mixed up. I was looking through my notes.
21.
21?
For me remembering where that is.
Yes. 21.
What? Perception? Do I have to roll two?
Investigation. Everyone is rolling investigation.
18.
18?
3. I am so panicked right now. I don't know shit.
So that is 21 and 18. So that is 39 plus 3, 42. The DC was 40.
Yay.
So you guys kind of brain blast real quick. You and working as a team. Theo, you run in and you like are sort of like bracing and standing and holding the door up so like it cannot collapse. Finian, you use GB and yourself like you leverage a couple of bookshelves back up as like smoke is choking the air all around you. And Felix, you're able to kind of like reach in because you've got like the daintiest arms, and you reach in, you snatch the book from the burning bookshelf. You guys are all able to grab it, gather it up, and as you hear like you hear the sound of collapse.
Full of books on my way out.
Absolutely not.
We save one singular book.
You save the most. Hey, this is the trade-off. You wanted to save Vani. You would have had time to search. We
weren't gonna let Bonnie die, you sick fuck.
Curse our morals.
You were able to grab the one book, and you all kind of stand there, and it's just like, okay, we got it. And in that moment, you hear like the as you can hear the levels of the restricted sections begin boom, 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 just collapsing. The building begins to bow inwards on top of you, and it's just like run.
Everybody
and you jump out the door into the open archway as the entire eastern wing collapses downward into a pit about 250 to 300 feet down.
Maybe the books are fine.
In a plume of fire and smoke. And as you kind of like stand outside, like dusting yourselves off, like coughing a little bit, just like, holy fucking shit. Another as a lightning bolt cuts across the center of the plaza in front of you, and the two dragons wheel about overhead again, and you guys kind of dive for cover, and it's like, you are not out of the frying pan yet. But we will get to that next time on another episode of Dances with Dice. Please follow us on all of our social media channels at Dances with Dice, and when you use the hashtag DWDcast or DWDart, we'll use named NPCs in the show. Thank you all for joining us, and join us every single Tuesday for new episodes of Dances with Dice.